Welcome to the Clean Slate Podcast, brought to you by clearrank.com. We're always talking about how important it is to choose the right broker,
Yeah.
especially, for online trading.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's something that people don't really consider enough, especially when they're just starting out.
Yeah. They don't realize how much a bad broker can really impact their trades.
For sure, for sure.
And that's why we came up with the Clear Score, right?
Right.
It's all about just cutting through all the noise and giving people the information they need.
Transparency, yeah. Transparency is key.
Exactly.
Our Clear Score looks at things like regulation, fees, and, of course, what real traders are saying.
And today we're talking about a broker that has us a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
FXCess. Their Clear Score it's pretty dismal. It's a 0.2 out of 5.
That's about as low as it gets.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest reason for that is the lack of regulation.
I was going to say it's kind of like a non-negotiable in this business, right?
It really is. I mean, it's the bedrock of safety and accountability in this industry.
Right. So how can they even operate without it? I don't understand.
Well, they seem to be targeting traders in heavily regulated regions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like France, the UK, Italy, Spain, Australia.
That's pretty much illegal, right?
Yeah, it is.
Because all those regions, they've got strict financial regulations.
Yeah.
Like the FCA in the UK, the AMF in France. I mean, operating there without authorization, that's a major red flag.
It really is. It shows a disregard for the law and, frankly, an even bigger disregard for their client's safety.
So what are the risks?
Well, I mean, think about it. There's no legal recourse if something goes wrong.
So you're basically on your own, right?
Pretty much, yeah. If you get scammed or if they just refuse to process a withdrawal, you have very limited options.
And then there's the whole, increased risk of fraud.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. Without a regulatory body to answer to, these brokers are much more likely to engage in some pretty shady practices.
Yeah.
We're talking manipulating trades to just straight up stealing client funds.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
And on top of that, people don't even realize they're not protected by compensation schemes.
Exactly. Yeah. In the UK, for example, you have the Financial Services Compensation Scheme,
Right.
which will protect your funds up to a certain amount if your broker goes bust. But with FXS, no, you're out of luck.
So we did a little digging on our end, right?
Yeah.
We used some tools like Ahrefs to analyze their website traffic. And guess what? Most of their traffic is coming from those heavily regulated regions that we just mentioned.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, they're not even advertising on Google.
Which is weird because, Google has really strict policies about advertising financial services.
Right, right. Only licensed and regulated brokers are allowed to run ads.
So the fact that FXS can't even meet those basic requirements should tell you something.
Well, we went a step further and chatted with one of their customer service reps.
Really? What happened? What'd they say?
They openly admitted to accepting UK citizens as clients, even though they're not regulated there. I mean, they practically confessed to breaking the law.
Wow, they're brazen.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what else they're doing, right?
Yeah, it really does.
So speaking of that, we've been getting a lot of negative reviews and complaints from from FXS traders.
Yeah, a lot. It's been pretty overwhelming, actually, and there are some common themes emerging.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, we're seeing a lot of reports of account manipulation.
Like what kind of manipulation?
Well, traders are saying that their trades have been tampered with, that spreads are being widened during times of high volatility.
So they're changing the playing field at the worst possible time.
Exactly, yeah. And then on top of that, you have customer support, which is essentially non-existent.
Well, that makes sense, considering everything else.
Yeah. Traders are reporting slow response times, a general lack of help when they run into problems.
Well, it sounds like there's no phone support, no physical offices, just a chat box that's probably run by robots.
Pretty much, yeah. And I think the biggest complaint of all is the withdrawals.
Or the lack thereof.
Or the lack thereof,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we're hearing from so many traders who are experiencing lengthy delays or haven't received their money at all.
And we're not just talking about profits here. Many are saying they can't even access their initial investment.
It's pretty scary, and it really underscores the danger of choosing an unregulated broker. It's like playing with fire.
Yeah, it is. It's a cautionary tale for sure.
So what can people do if they're already in this situation? I mean, if they're already trading with FXS and facing these problems, is there any way to get their money back?
Well, it's going to be tough. but there are some steps they can take.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What are those steps?
First, they need to figure out who the beneficial owner is. Like, where did you deposit your money?
Right.
FXCess claims to be operated by this company, Notesco Unlimited.
But that might just be a shell company.
Oh, okay. So they
Oh.
could be hiding their true identity.
Exactly. It's a common tactic.
Okay. So then what? How do you find out who's really behind it?
Well, you have to dig a little deeper. Every broker uses a platform provider.
Right.
And in FXS's case, it's MetaTrader 4. So what you want to do is get a lawyer to subpoena MetaTrader 4
Oh, good.
for their KYC documentation on the owners of FXS.
So you're going after the platform provider to try and get information about the broker.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And that documentation should have, details about their identity, their location.
Got it.
And that can be very helpful, in any kind of legal proceedings.
Right. And it's probably also a good idea to file a complaint with your local regulatory authority, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Even if FXS isn't regulated in your region, reporting them can, it can help build a case against them and might even prevent others from falling victim to their schemes.
So, okay, those are like the legal avenues, but are there any other tactics, anything a little more unconventional that someone could try?
Well, it's important to remember these unregulated brokers, they often operate like boiler rooms.
Right.
Their goal is just to take your money, squeeze as much out of you as possible.
Yeah.
So one thing you could try is to, appeal to their greed.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, just pretend you're planning to make a huge investment
Oh,
and
right.
make them think you're going to make them even richer.
Oh, I see. So you're basically turning their tactics against them.
Exactly.
It's a little bit of a gamble, but it just might work.
Yeah, it might.
So let's shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about the marketing because it's pretty slick, right? Like at first glance, they seem totally legit.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they've got the fancy website, the promises of huge profits. They dangle these bonus offers that seem too good to be true.
Right.
But it's all smoke and mirrors.
It's classic get rich quick stuff, right?
Yeah.
People see these influencers, they think, oh, I can do that too.
Right, and that's exactly the kind of reaction that FXS is hoping for.
Right.
They know people want easy money, especially now.
Yeah. But what about those bonuses? What's the catch with those?
Oh, there's always a catch.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
The terms and conditions are basically designed to make it almost impossible to withdraw any money.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. You might see profits accumulating in your account, but good luck actually getting your hands on them.
So it's a trap.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they lure you in with these promises of riches, but in reality, they're just setting you up for failure.
Right.
It's a very common tactic among these shady brokers.
So just to be clear, what we're looking at here is, a broker that's operating illegally. They have a terrible reputation. They're using deceptive marketing tactics.
Yeah.
And they're making it incredibly difficult for people to withdraw their own money.
You got it. That's a pretty accurate assessment.
And yet, there are still people out there who are probably considering giving them a try.
I know. It's scary, isn't it? I mean, they might seem appealing at first glance, but once you look a little closer, it's a completely different story.
Right.
The reality is there are so many other brokers out there, brokers who are properly regulated.
Right.
Brokers that are transparent about their fees and who, actually care about their clients' financial well-being.
So what should people be looking for in a broker? Because, I mean, obviously regulation is important, but that's just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Regulation is essential. But there's a lot more to it than that. You also need a broker who is transparent about their fees, their trading conditions.
Right. You want to make sure there are no hidden costs, no surprises.
Exactly.
And their website should be user-friendly, easy to navigate. You should be able to find all the information you need without having to, dig through pages and pages of fine print.
Right.
Which, by the way, you should always read carefully before signing up with any broker.
Absolutely, yeah. Always a good idea. It's important to understand, the rules of the game before you start playing.
What about customer support? I feel like that often gets overlooked.
Yeah, it's so crucial. You really want a broker who's responsive, who's helpful, and who is available when you need them.
Right. Imagine you're having a technical issue with the platform, or you have a question about a trade, and you just can't get a hold of anyone.
I know, it's so frustrating. And it can be a real deal breaker, especially if, if you're in the middle of a trade.
Right, and every second counts.
Exactly. A good broker should offer several different support channels, like phone, email, live chat.
Mm-hmm.
And, their support team should be knowledgeable, and they should be able to answer your questions, quickly and efficiently.
So, okay, we've got regulation, transparency, and customer support.
Mhm.
What else is important?
Well, the trading platform itself is a big one. You're going to be spending a lot of time on it. So you really want to make sure it's user-friendly, reliable.
Right, and it should have all the features you need. Charting tools, technical indicators, order types, all that stuff.
Exactly, yeah. And it's got to be fast.
Right.
And it's got to be stable.
Yeah, because a slow or unreliable platform, that
Yeah.
could be a nightmare.
Yeah, especially during a volatile market.
And most brokers offer demo accounts these days. So
Yeah.
definitely take advantage of that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a risk-free way to try out the platform, see if it's a good fit for you.
And speaking of fit, it's also important to choose a broker that, aligns with your trading style, your goals. I mean, not all brokers are created equal. Some cater to specific types of traders.
Right. So if you're a scalper, you're probably going to want a broker with tight spreads and super fast execution speeds.
Right. And if you're more of a long-term investor, you might prioritize low commissions and a diverse selection of investment products.
Right. Exactly. It's all about finding the right fit. So do your research, figure out what kind of trader you are, and then find a broker who can support that.
And my final piece of advice,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to shop around. Compare different brokers before making a decision.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a competitive market, so use that to your advantage.
Right.
Compare fees, platforms, customer support, all of it. And don't be shy about negotiating either.
Especially if you're a high-volume trader.
Right.
Or you have a significant amount of capital to invest.
Yeah.
You might have more bargaining power than you think.
So do your research, compare your options,
Yeah.
and choose the broker that really fits your needs.
Yeah. It's worth taking the time to find the right partner
It is.
for your trading journey.
Absolutely.
Now, before we move on, I think we need to address the elephant in the room,
Hmm.
right? We've been talking about FXCess. We've been talking about all these shady brokers. So how can traders protect themselves? I mean, how can they avoid falling victim to these scams?
That's a great question. It's something that we need to be talking about more because unfortunately there are a lot of bad actors out there,
Yeah.
and they're getting more sophisticated.
So what can we do? What can we do to protect ourselves and our money?
Well, the most important thing I think is education.
Right.
The more you know about the markets, about, trading strategies, about the brokerage industry itself, the better equipped you'll be to spot those red flags and to avoid scams.
Right. So invest in your trading education.
Yes.
Read books, take courses, attend webinars. There's so much information out there.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. If something doesn't seem right, or if a broker is pressuring you, to make a decision that you're not comfortable with, walk away.
Yeah. Trust your gut. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Right. Exactly. Be wary of brokers who promise unrealistic returns
Mm.
or use high-pressure sales tactics. If they're guaranteeing profits or pushing you to invest more than you can afford to lose, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah. There are no guarantees in trading. It's just, it's inherently risky. And any broker who tells you otherwise, they're not being honest with you.
Right. And in addition to education, due diligence is crucial as well.
Yeah. You can't just take their word for it.
No.
You have to do your own research.
Absolutely. Check their regulatory status, read reviews from independent sources like, ClearRank,
Right.
and look for any red flags that might indicate unethical or unprofessional behavior.
And keep in mind, the absence of negative reviews doesn't necessarily mean that they're trustworthy.
Right. Yeah.
They could be suppressing negative feedback, or, they might even be using fake reviews to inflate their rating.
Right. So look for, balanced reviews, Right. positive and negative,
Right.
and really pay attention to the specific concerns that traders are raising.
And if you're still unsure, talk to a financial advisor or a trusted professional in the industry.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They can offer more objective perspective and, help you make a more informed decision.
Absolutely. And, ultimately, don't be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
There are plenty of reputable brokers out there. You don't have to settle for one that gives you a bad vibe or makes you uncomfortable.
Your financial well-being is worth protecting.
It is.
So take your time, do your research, and choose wisely.
Well said.
Now, I know we've covered a lot today, but before we wrap up, I wanted to touch on one more thing.
Okay, sure. What's that?
I think it's time we talk about, the psychology of trading, because it's something that often gets overlooked, but it's so important for success.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Trading is as much about managing your emotions as it is about, analyzing charts
Exactly.
and executing trades.
Fear, greed, hope, despair, all these emotions can really mess with your trading if you're not careful.
They can cloud your judgment, lead to, impulsive decisions, and ultimately sabotage your success.
So how do we develop a strong trading psychology? What are like the key strategies?
Well, first and foremost, you need a solid trading plan.
Okay. A plan that outlines your goals, your risk tolerance, your entry and exit strategies, your money management rules, all of that.
Exactly. Having a plan in place can really help you stay disciplined and avoid making those emotional decisions in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
It's like having a roadmap to follow, even when the market, gets a little bit turbulent.
And it's important to stick to the plan, no matter what. Right.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't deviate from it just because you're feeling greedy or scared. Those emotions can lead you down a very dangerous path.
Another key element of a strong trading psychology is effective risk management.
Oh, absolutely. Risk management is it's everything in trading. It's about protecting your capital, making sure that you don't lose more than you can afford.
All right, so always use stop-loss orders, diversify your portfolio,
Yeah.
and never risk more than a small percentage of your account on any single trade.
Right. And remember, losing trades, they're going to happen. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't let those losses derail you. You have to, learn from your mistakes, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all part of the process.
Now, another important aspect is managing your expectations.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the hype and start thinking you're going to get rich quick, but
Right. But the reality is that trading is a long game.
Right.
It takes time. It takes patience.
Discipline.
Discipline, yeah, to really succeed.
And you're not going to win every trade. I mean, no one does.
No.
But if you have a solid plan, you manage your risk effectively, and you stay in control of your emotions, you'll be well on your way to achieving your trading goals.
It's all about the right mindset.
Exactly.
And developing the right skills.
Now, before we wrap up this whole conversation about trading psychology, I want to emphasize the importance of continuous learning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The markets are always changing. New strategies are emerging. New technologies are being introduced. You can't just, rest on your laurels. You have to stay ahead of the curve.
Right. You have to constantly be adapting to, the evolving trading landscape.
So how can people do that? How can traders stay ahead of the game and keep their skills sharp?
Well, staying informed is key.
So read financial news websites, follow industry blogs, subscribe to market newsletters, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you need to understand what's driving the markets and how those forces might impact your decisions.
Right. And in addition to staying informed, I think it's important to constantly be expanding your trading skill set.
Absolutely. Whether it's, mastering new technical analysis techniques, experimenting with different trading strategies, or exploring new trading tools and technologies, there's always something new to learn.
And one of the best ways to learn is from people who have already achieved success.
Oh, yeah. Find a trader you admire, someone with a proven track record,
Right.
and learn from their experience.
Read their books, attend their webinars, and, if possible, connect with them directly.
Yeah.
Mentorship can be so valuable in this industry. And don't be afraid to try different things. See what works for you.
Yeah, trading is a journey of self-discovery. What works for one person might not work for another.
Right.
So experiment, develop your own style, and find a strategy that fits your personality, your risk tolerance.
It's okay to make mistakes along the way. I mean, those are inevitable, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The important thing is to learn from them.
Yes.
Adjust your approach and keep moving forward.
Exactly. Never stop learning, never stop growing as a trader.
Trading is an ongoing evolution. The more you embrace that, the more successful you'll be.
Well said.
Now, I think it's time to wrap up this conversation about trading psychology. But I want to leave our listeners with a few final thoughts. Remember, trading is a mental game.
It is.
It's as much about mastering your emotions as it is about mastering the markets. So develop a strong trading psychology, manage your risk wisely, don't let fear or greed control your decisions.
Right. Stay disciplined, stay focused, stay in control.
And remember, trading is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a journey of continuous learning, growth, and adaptation.
So embrace the challenge, learn from your mistakes, and never stop striving to improve.
Trading can be so rewarding, both financially and personally.
It can be.
But it requires dedication, perseverance,
Yeah.
and a willingness to learn and evolve.
Well said.
And with that, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of brokers and the psychology of trading.
It's been a great discussion.
It has. But before we go, I want to remind our listeners to visit clearrank.com.
Yes, it's your one-stop shop for everything trading related.
We've got unbiased reviews, in-depth analysis, and our trusted Clear Score. All there to help you make smart decisions about your trading journey. We're here to guide you and to support you every step of the way. Thanks for tuning in to the Clean Slate Podcast, brought to you by clearrank.com.
We'll see you next time.
It's amazing, isn't it? We spend so much time talking about all the technical stuff,
Yeah.
the strategies, the charts.
Yeah.
But honestly, sometimes I think the most important skill is just, your mindset.
It's true. You can have the best trading system in the world,
Right.
but if you can't manage your emotions, you're going to have a tough time.
Yeah. Trading psychology is everything.
Yeah, it really is. It's about discipline. It's about patience and, being able to think clearly even when the market is, doing crazy things.
Throwing you those curveballs, right?
Exactly. And that's not something that that comes naturally to everyone. It takes, takes practice and a real effort to kind of develop those mental muscles.
One of the things that I've learned over the years is just the importance of having a clear trading plan.
Oh,
It's almost like having a set of rules that you just, you follow no matter what.
right.
It helps you take the emotion out of it.
Absolutely. Your trading plan should outline, everything. Your goals, your risk tolerance, your entry and exit strategies, your money management rules.
It's your roadmap.
Exactly. It's your roadmap to success.
And just as important as having that plan is actually sticking to it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let fear or greed kind of sidetrack you.
Yeah.
Because those emotions, they can lead to those impulsive decisions that you end up regretting later.
It's so easy to get caught up in the moment, especially when you see the market, moving against you. But that's when you really need to, take a breath, stay disciplined, and trust your plan.
Another crucial aspect of trading psychology is managing your expectations.
Yes.
I think it's really easy to get caught up in the dream of getting rich quick, but
Right. But the reality is trading is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes time, dedication, a willingness to, learn from your mistakes.
and there will be losses along the way. I mean, that's just part of it.
Right. But, it's how you handle those losses that really determines your long-term success.
Exactly.
Stay focused on the process, not the outcome. And remember, you don't have to be right all the time to be successful.
That's a good point.
Even the best traders in the world have losing trades. It's all about, managing your risks and making sure that those losses don't wipe you out.
So as we wrap up this episode, I just want to encourage all of our listeners to really pay attention to that mental side of trading,
Yeah,
because it's just as important as the technical stuff, if not more so.
it really is.
And remember, ClearRank is here to support you on your trading journey. We have, tons of resources on our website, educational articles, videos, tools to help you develop your skills.
And don't forget to check out our Clear Score before you, choose a broker. Right. It's your best defense against those shady operators out there.
Absolutely. We're here to help you navigate the world of online trading, help you make those informed decisions that, protect your financial well-being. So thanks for tuning in to the Clean Slate Podcast, brought to you by clearrank.com.
We'll see you next time.